whakatalana wa paia ma mamalu e tu maue o le whakavaru. O sa fo'i mawhainga o le awhia o poto. O le aga whiperia I pāna a wā o sa mawhainga e le tau whakawhina. Ai o whakamalo le langa soifua, o lea ua whakawhitaiki ana whao le atua, o lea ua manua a fue malu le whakamoemoe, ma ua e manuia le tātou whōlau sa tau pēr mai. Fo'i pēr ki inga e rea tua I o ngā lofa malu ngā malelei, a wā o sa wai nei le wa ana tiu tau mai le wa ana tau, a o mamau pēr lamo le wa ana whāo a whāo. Esteemed judges, I also acknowledge Mrs. Irons and her delegation. I acknowledge our Miss Samoa, our contestants for this year's digital Miss Samoa pageant. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. On behalf of the government of Samoa and Umaga Productions, we welcome you to the digital Miss Samoa pre-pageant interviews. Greetings and a very warm welcome. Our pre-pageant interviews is one of the official categories for the Miss Samoa pageants that contestants will be judged and assessed on. For our process this afternoon, each contestant will be given 4 minutes to present on their chosen topic, and following their presentations, the judges will ask some questions, and I believe you will be asked 3 questions from the panel of judges, and we will repeat that process for all the 10 contestants. Now, before we give the opportunity to our contestants to make their presentations, I would like to again introduce our judges. E whakamoemoe na pulau tō whakafonga e kōna ko ina tō launawina o tūlanga o Ausia, Mamatatia, o Tautua, a le mamano whakasino e le Matai Samoa, o le tūlanga o Pasifika, whakapere lalangi atoa, mai manatu e au ona o le ale tui o I e sa whakamatala mai tala ma au I iwa e maia. Taulanga o lea, e fia whaepo atu, tātou whamasino, suako tātou whamasino, mō le tōsi a fia. O le tātou whamasino numero mua o our judge number 1, I o le whiunga ia whaamusiri, Chris Francis Olumona, judge number 1. O le tātou judge number 2, I o le whiunga taita I a Lio le Vao, Malia Thompson. O le tātou whamasino numero, o le tātou taiulu, whamasino taiulu, o le tātou head judge, I o le whiunga ia Maiaba, Atalina, Emma, Aingu, e Nari. O le tātou whamasino numero tonu, o le whiunga ia Amiatu, Catherine Faulutoi. Ia o le tātou whamasino numero 5, o le susuma ia o au whaauina, o le whaifi au whaolioli, I o le susuma ia whaatai Korea. O tātou scrutineers, I o le whiunga ia whalakasa ana Sita Leota. We will now proceed with the presentations from our contestants. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite contestant number 1 to the podium, Tashana Lee Openu, Miss Samoa. Let's welcome contestant number 1. Before I give her the opportunity to speak, her topic is on digital growth and development.
Honorable judges, sponsors, my fellow contestants, ladies and gentlemen, my chosen topic is digital growth and development. Growing digital platforms for positive socio-economic growth while seeking their return on learning. Before I start my presentation, I would like to acknowledge the Government of Samoa through the Ministry of Communication, Information and Technology, and our major sponsor, Digital Samoa, for paving the way for digital development and transformation in Samoa. When we talk digital, immediately think of computers, websites, mobile phones, and internet. Digital as electronic technology that generates, stores, and processes data in positive and non-positive situations. Samoa's pathway towards a digital economy is guided by a multi-layered strategic plan. The pathway for the development of Samoa 2021 to 2026 prioritizes the development in information and communication technology and the use of digital information as one of its key priority areas. In particular, and based on my observation in our prison engineering site visit, Samoa Water Authority, Airport Authority, and the Ministry of Works, Transport and Infrastructure rely heavily on digital technology. Digital platforms are referred to any electronic tool for communication, which includes desktop, social and email software that handles websites and social media. The digital Miss Samoa pageant is one of the platforms used to promote positive socio-economic growth through online registration, communications between the on-air productions and chaperones, the Miss Internet Award, media profiling, and so forth. How has the internet changed the world positively? The digital platform has further enhanced the industrial structure by increasing productivity, creating employment and business opportunities through information and communication technologies, not only in the ICT sector, but in all the other sectors of the economy. I did a little survey myself and interviewed a variety of local people from different backgrounds to obtain their perspective on how they use internet. One of the ladies stated that she operates an online shop where she sells clothing because she cannot afford to rent a space. Another citizen stated that internet is no longer a want, but a need in Samoa. My general observation is that technology has profoundly impacted our world, transforming how we communicate, learn, work, manage, access, finances, and so forth. We are living in the new technological era, and it has made our lives more convenient and connected. Of course, I would like to mention the phrase, "Iwasi learn tala langa." When our grandmothers weave an intola, follow, or ili, they weave from top to bottom, side to side, and we relays in order to complete the full product. This phrase literally refers to the digital evolution from 20 years ago, and how Samoa has slowly but surely moved its way in the digital world. We are a proud island nation with a unique culture, and we must always remember to keep up, lest we get left behind. In economics, it is widely accepted that technology is the key driver of economic growth. Digital technology is making life better by considerably changing the quality of life. That's why I support the digital Samoa slogan, "Better together, journey together for a better Samoa." Thank you.
The pandemic highlighted a digital divide that exists in our country. The lack of digital literacy that divides young people from old people and the elderly, that divides urban and rural areas, that divides the able from disabled peoples of the world. If you are appointed as Miss Samoa, how will you address this digital divide to ensure a more meaningful use of internet connectivity?
Could you please repeat the question?
If you are appointed as Miss Samoa, how will you address the digital divide, the lack of digital literacy that exists in our country to ensure a more meaningful use of internet connectivity?
That's a great question. Education is the key to the development of Samoa. So if we get our youth and all the different the different let's say communities, if we just all gather together and educate our youth, especially because they are our next generation, on how to connect with each other and how to deal with situations and individuals who, say, are less educated on this topic. Thank you.
Just a question how do you see digitization as a platform for enhancing empowerment of women as a decent of the world? Will you be presenting on digitization? So how would you use that as a platform for enhancing empowerment of women as a decent of the world? How do you see that digitization as a platform for advancing the empowerment of women? Digitization?
How I see digitization
as a platform for advancing the empowerment of women as a key sector of the world.
Digital technology has evolved our world and society today. It's a part of our everyday lives, and without it, we wouldn't be able to spread faster communication and empowerment for women globally and internationally.
My question to you is, what do you see as some of the challenges for young people that digitalization and teaching can help address? Technology can address. I'm going to try and rephrase this. Do you see any challenges for us, the younger generation? And what do you personally think are the challenges that digitalization and technology can help address?
Doing cyberbullying especially is definitely a big issue in the digital world. So implementing programs and spreading awareness of how badly cyberbullying really is and the effects of it, because it can be really mentally draining and you never know how bad someone on the side is. So just spreading awareness of how badly it can affect someone would be how I would address that issue. Thank you.
Can we have another round of applause? Thank you to Shamali Open. Our second contestant number 2, Moiloto Le Ulale Mamae Victoria, Chelsea Wilhelmina Tula Ekwatetia, Miss Lototal Agency, ladies and gentlemen. And the topic is leadership development in Samoa. Thank you, contestant number 2.
Because I only have 4 minutes, I'm going to keep this simple, short, and sweet. Samoa,我用这个来去体现。没错 ，leadership development in Samoa, nurturing emerging leaders grounded in our culture and values. Leadership development is important in Samoa and is vital for the success of our nation. The question is, how do we do this? How do we develop leadership in Samoa? My topic statement actually answers this. We do this by nurturing emerging leaders, by grounding them in our own culture and values. This I will have to be. One might ask why. Why must our leaders be grounded in our cultures and values? Can't it just be like the normal Western countries? Our culturally grounded approach to leadership in Samoa appeals to the cultural and social elements of our nation and it nurtures relationships with our people by calling upon our own needs, our own messages, and our identity. You can also sum it up in one word, Samoa. It's what Napoleon mentioned on the opening day, the 5 principles of one philosopher: survival, spirit of solidarity, compassion, respect, and dignity. All these principles are deeply embedded in our Samoa way of living. Our values are grounded and diversity, where we exhibit our and and the way we engage and look after each other. Grounding our emerging leaders in our culture and values develops greater influence. How do we do this? How do we nurture our emerging leaders so that they're grounded in our culture and values? What fear? No matter where you are in the world, you are a child of this land. This applies to all our people. So whether you are here in Samoa or overseas, we should all be embedding our culture and values in our children, as these are the future leaders of our nation. We start with our language, Miss Samoa. Raise our children up in our language. When you lose your language, you lose your culture. And when there is no longer a living culture, darkness descends on the village. We then go to the basics of affairs. Finally, open that is divided in the teach them the basics, but also explain to them why. If our young people don't understand the whys, then the seed hasn't been planted. We start small. We embed our culture and value in our children, like the good book says. Parents should teach their children the right way to live, and when they grow up, they will never forget. Then finally, we look at development programs within schools, churches, sports, where it gives emerging leaders the opportunity to flex their skills. I challenge all the sponsors here today, sponsors of the contestants, and all the businesses watching online, or who will be watching later on TV, all those in media. We have 10 emerging leaders who are already grounded in our culture and values. Provide the opportunities to develop them and me after them.
My question looks at the vulnerability, the word vulnerable. Where do you think is the most important area where leadership should be given?
mas baru membaca. Amat sebenarnya yang saya ngomong bukan maksud.
Do you see where the barriers are in trying to do that? Yeah, do you see any barriers that will hold you back from doing your nurturing of grounding and replacing values in becoming a leader?
In my opinion, you're in Samoa. Well, if you're overseas, it's Samoa. Or you're Samoa, you know you're Samoa. It's definitely you are or two more. It's like Samoa is and even if you don't understand how to speak, you do know how to be so I don't see a barrier. Even if you can't speak it, I know you know when everyone knows we should know you have good manners.
Focus on the first principle that you mentioned earlier this month. The Minister of Education expressed concern over the decline in the lacking sustainability of the Samoan language. If you are going to visit Samoa, what will you do to encourage the sustainability of Samoan language for specifically?
Very nice question. That's a very, very nice question. First thing I do is I would probably go out to schools. I would reach out to children and talk to them. I would have a program where I would just go in a room and you can't speak in any other language, you can only speak in Samoa. And then maybe later on, oh, that's if I am Samoa. Maybe later on, I would encourage the National University of Samoa to make the Samoan subject compulsory. Because when you get a degree, most of kids aren't going to work overseas. You're going to be staying here and you will be faced with Samoan people, not Maori people. Especially if you're going to be a nurse, it's really especially you have to speak Samoa.
Contestant number 3, Miss Samoa. She is Sustainability Creations, and the topic is Youth Creativity and Innovation. Let's welcome contestant number 3.
Youth, Creativity and Innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, judges and fellow contestants, Talofa, Talofa, Talofa Lava. Today I stand before you to emphasize the paramount importance and significance of youth creativity and innovation in our world today, especially for our Pacific region. In an era defined by rapid technological advancements, shifting societal norms, and complex global challenges, the creativity and innovation of our youth are the driving forces that will shape our future. First and foremost, let us acknowledge that the youth represents the future of our society. Their fresh perspectives, boundless energy, and unwavering determination are the cornerstones upon which we can build a better world. When defining creativity and innovation, it is understood as the wellspring of new ideas and fresh solutions and the ability to think beyond the conventional boundaries and reimagine the current situation. The unique experiences and perspectives possess an essential capacity for creativity that further strengthens our traditional systems and propels us into new territories. When they are given the opportunity and support, young innovators can create groundbreaking solutions that benefit us all. Let us not forget the challenges we face today are multifaceted and interconnected, from climate change and environmental degradation to social inequalities and global health crisis. These issues demand innovative approaches and collaborative efforts. I will now address key critical areas of urgent attention in which young people can become champions through expressing their creativity and innovation. First, addressing environmental challenges. Samoa is particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, with rising sea levels and extreme weather events threatening our nation. Youth creativity and innovation are essential for developing sustainable solutions such as renewable energy technologies, climate resilience strategies, and conservation efforts to protect the island's biodiversity. Secondly, preserving cultural heritage. Our region boasts rich cultural diversity and heritage. Youth creativity plays a crucial role in preserving and promoting our Fa Samoa, or traditions, through arts, music, dance, and storytelling. Innovations in cultural preservation and tourism can also contribute to the economic well-being of our communities. And lastly, promote regional commitments to strengthen global partnerships. Youth engagement in cultural diplomacy, policy advocacy, and international collaboration can strengthen the Pacific's influence and contributions on the global stage in such international initiatives as climate action and sustainable development. Let's encourage the youth to think locally, build regionally, and impact globally. In summary, the significance of youth creativity and innovation cannot be overstated. Their boundless potential can create, disrupt, and transform is the cornerstone of progress and prosperity in our world today. By providing our young people with the support, resources, and opportunities, this will allow our youth to thrive and lead us toward a brighter, more innovative future. As young Tumaitai and Ali'i Samoa, our role is to ensure that we provide and support each other in harnessing our creative potentials to ensure a brighter and more sustainable future. My fellow contestants, Ladies and gentlemen, as we journey together in these pageants, let us all commit in nurturing an environment where our youth are encouraged to dream, create, and innovate, for it is in their hands that we entrust the promise of a better tomorrow and an inclusive world for all. So if you are my young
So, can you identify or talk about some of the initiatives that you know that government is doing right now that promote, enhance, or lack thereof? What initiatives orientation or activity promoting creativity and innovation? Also, therefore, activity it comes when
Wassalamu fasili. Ila Allah ye doa oleh semia ne oleh masalah apa pun sahaja ila bersama ona faham mana oleh sudah ile faksuama bukan fiber. We all know that seasonal workers. Sales macam sesuatu orang dalam ifafu awal semua yang semasa orang sesuatu apa siapa semua lalu sesuatu orang dia awal ini sekarang sesuai bio role economic semua ifafu awal semua sesuatu orang sesuatu kami Você não é uma farmácia aí é só uma aí não é carecia papel assim
Can you come up with one barrier to youth creativity and development in Samoa?
I think one barrier that sacrifice youth creativity and innovation in our country is that the influence of technology nowadays. As we all know, our youth use technology as a way of bullying and making negative comments about another person without knowing that it affects mentally and emotionally and physically to that person. And I think that that's the barrier that affects the youth creativity and innovation nowadays is the influence of technology outside.
You must have a plan that goes with your presentation. If you can understand more, how do you plan to promote youth creativity and innovation outside of the normal usage that our youth are using today, like you say, bullying and TikTok movies and things like that? How would you promote that?
Thank you for the question. If I'm proud to become the Miss Samoa, it's a if. I will advocate
topic. I would like to ask on aspects that you mentioned on equity for social development, the aspect of building resilience. Can you elaborate more on that, point by point? to elaborate more on building resilience. To answer your question, it's about building connections, not just with people with disabilities, because it's very hard to communicate. And it doesn't matter if it's hard to communicate. We can build it through working together. But I know and understand it's very difficult. But it will be very easy for people to know and learn and understand. Just because I have a disability doesn't mean that I'm not the same as anybody. It doesn't matter.
Thank you very much. I'm sure it's a little challenging up there and it's difficulties. But as a personal question, I'd like to ask you is, how would you go about promoting equity in your work with the topic that you've just spoken of?
In my workplace, how would I do that? Yes, through making sure communication is accessible through my services. I sometimes feel that it's simple only at my work, and that sometimes I can read people's lips, and just because I'm deaf and have a disability, I can learn from people in the community. Working together and going out into the community, promote through awareness and help them learn sign language and have skills in reading and using your
visual aids and teaching them, and then they will improve sign language. It doesn't matter when you can start small. Even if there's no interpreter, it's very important to slow down and be patient and provide people with sign language so they can improve as they go along. Or at school.
That's very wonderful. It's Philly. I just wanted to ask you, experience AI to natural to you. Do you think AI accessible or equal language or especially as people with disability. That's your way to learn Samoa.
Yes, I do get access. There are barriers as well, but I can break those barriers. A long time ago, it used to be a problem, but I am strong and I will be able to teach other people to be aware of my language, even at church. It's never been a barrier for me to communicate. I can understand the difficulties of communicating with a deaf person, but you can't keep staying on where you're comfortable. You've got to make people aware and make them do the work and provide them with the opportunity to go and do, even in your own family, even a pageant like this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next presentation will be from contestant number 5, Cherish Malaya. She's Miss Samoa, New Zealand, and her topic is Women and Cultural Heritage. Let's welcome contestant number 5 to the podium.
Ignacio Soa, Warrior Starring Medals of Napoleon, Wise Words of Queen Salamasina of Samoa. Today, I stand in deep reverence to honor the pivotal role of Samoan women in the vibrant tapestry of Samoan culture. E ao nei e lau to my side, I say rooted in Samoan tradition that hails from Samoa, where women excel in challenges. Translated, it signifies that we embrace our heritage, so we can women who shape our history, guide our present, and inspire our future with their exceptional rise. Our cultural heritage is a living testament to the strength, wisdom, and resilience of our women. From the mothers, they are the bearers of our traditions, the keepers of our languages, and the stewards of our customs. As the creators of fine mats and the custodians of ancestral songs, their contributions are woven into the very fabric of our own identity. In Samoan history, the luminaries such as Napoleon, a Reverend Dalii, and a warrior from the Southern Maipea clan, and the first to fight fire was Queen Salamasina, who earned all 4 royal titles of Samoa. Samoa's Queen of Peace radiates as a beacon of inspiration. Their stories echo through time, reminding us of the enduring spirit that defines our culture. Honoring women of Samoa heritage, we celebrate an historic milestone. Our first female Prime Minister, Honorable Napoleon. Her appointment marks a progress towards gender equality and highlights her vital contribution to our society. Our cultural heritage resonates in the tales of resilient women from the Bible, mirroring the strength of Samoa women. In a similar way, the story of Naomi and Ruth leads into Christ's lineage, bolstering Samoa's national motto, "E wha'awai I Yesua Samoa," found in the coat of arms. So today, we highlight the platform and celebration of Samoan women and culture, the digital Miss Samoa pageant. Here, we embody our heritage, sharing our stories and traditions globally. Beyond elegance, this pageant delightfully preserves and empowers our culture. It is essential to acknowledge that Samoan women have stood as pillars of our society, influencing every facet of our lives. Their leadership in families, villages, and communities is a cornerstone of our strength. Their invaluable knowledge that has been passed down for generations, preserving our unique way of life amidst an ever-changing world. So let us recognize that our heritage is not static. It evolves and thrives through the dedication of our women who carry its torch forward. And although we cherish and respect our men as they traditionally lead our American families, yet my grandmother's wisdom, because sa mom o oya o liu, ay awan na ingawi. Ano yung Translation, complicated, but I'm going to make that guided. So in conclusion, let us stand united in acknowledging that celebrating the women who are the backbone of our communities and the driving force behind our progress through their strength, grace, and achievements. They inspire us to nurture and protect the legacy of our cultural heritage for generations to come. Manuel Palamamaya, Manuel Delphia, Sofua, Maya Manuel Sasaka.
Judges, what do you think? Do you think women in Samoa, given their role in Samoa agriculture, do you think that will over-empower you to take Samoa? I don't empower you. Yeah, you don't experience today, but I don't know when the role of Samoa exactly don't know. If I remember, it was Samoa exactly empower. What do you think? It's an empower for Samoa.
I mean, gender equality, right? So yes, of course, because us, as we all know, right from when we're young, it's always the boys. They can do everything. And what about us as well? I mean, us girls can also do what the boys can do. Like that someone saying that we all know and understand of now. Don't ever underestimate yourself even just because you're a girl. You're a girl. If you're a girl, it doesn't mean you can't do this. If the boys can do it, I can. We can as well.
Presentation. You were talking about empowering women for sustainable development. How would you empower women that are ignorant of being empowered? We've seen women, behind the scenes of everything, and empowering them would be hard. If they are never to do what how would you do that?
We all learn in different ways. Even at school, they say, some people, they learn by just watching demonstrating stuff. Some are just reading, some are just sitting there and listening. So for me, I would go through how they would accept my kind of interaction, verbal interaction, by doing just a small workshop for those who does not want to be seen. I just talk to them, maybe behind the scenes if they don't want to be seen in the meeting, and just encourage them and be free. Because we can do everything as long as we've got God with us, we can do anything, as it might say so. Not just might say so, but as a guide so.
Efforts focus on awareness raising, but it has been suggested that maybe we need to go beyond awareness raising and start to look at underlying factors in the society. So on the issue of gender inequality, the question is, what do you think are the root causes of gender inequality in society like Samoa? And if you are appointed as Miss Samoa, how do you address those inequalities?
The issues that we have here in Samoa is there's a lot of men on their roles here, and some people think that I'm supposed to do it. I've seen it a lot. But going last week, we had to visit some of the infrastructure companies. We got to witness it and motivated as well that we can do it. Seeing all the civil engineering ladies, our prime minister who's now a female prime minister, right? And for me, if I become the Miss Samoa for this year, I would become a voice to our young generations, the young to always remember and remind yourself that whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, just another round of applause for contestants. Our next presentation will be from contestant number 6 by way of language, Miss Samoa. Let's welcome contestant number 6 to the podium.
Eleja tua, Tamiuma. O te whātara whātu I te paira o le au whamasino, ai mai se le kumano la tātou whaasinga I le rei tūnā. O le au whiwhiria no la whausama o le nei aso, o le Labour Mobility and Growth. Po o ngā wenga whawai mā tinai, o whaautu ina whapea, sa I le matangi mo se manuia o Samoa. Good afternoon. My chosen topic for today is labor mobility and growth, with the statement, the role of labor mobility in advancing development and growth. To begin my presentation, I was inspired by this quote from Phil Graham, stating that government is not the generator of economic growth. Working people are. We are the people. And we are the generator of economic growth and development of Samoa. Labor mobility refers to the smooth movement of laborers within an economy or between different economies. New Zealand and Australia are the two major host countries currently offering labor schemes for Samoan laborers. This includes the New Zealand Regional Seasonal Employer, the RSE schemes, that was launched in 2007, and Australia's Seasonal Worker Pilot scheme that was implemented in 2008. These work to address a shortage of seasonal labor in New Zealand and Australia, which offered greater opportunities for workers from Samoa to develop their skills and earn income. Some of these positive impacts include the following. First, labor mobility has proven to help workers learn new skills like being able to budget, do banking, acquire basic computer skills, and improve their English literacy. Second, the programs were able to deliver jobs so Samoan workers can earn money to support and invest in their families by building a house, buying a car, or starting small businesses. Third, our sister workers have also proven to be of benefit to their villages and local communities. The Potasi Development Trust is an example of one of these programs involving Ulinga Amatai, where they have built gardens, schools, and halls. Lastly, the Central Bank of Samoa Visitors Earnings and Remittances Report for May 2023 states that a year-to-date of 748.4 million tala flowed into the economy, with New Zealand and Australia being the main source markets contributing approximately 77%. While labor mobility contributes and helps build our development, there are also drawbacks and risks that we must consider to allow our government and communities to strengthen our plans to mitigate them. Brain drains and loss of labor in our economy are two of the major problems that we have started to notice since its implementation. We have public servants and highly skilled workers who have left their employment for the scheme, which reduces the opportunities for vulnerable families and rural communities to benefit from. In moving forward, Sele Manu at Sama Ilananu, Ma'awalena Nangulia, Ayaman Manu Benga. Both Samoan products relate to fishing with the same message: to be cautious about the waves and not to become too hung up on cash that we forget the importance of keeping our nets safe and secure for another day of fishing. A good balance of workers on labor mobility schemes as well as serving our local economy should be maintained so we could reap maximum benefits from labor mobility and sustain it for the generations to come. Faster. Good question, Mayavo. So you are asking me, the men and the public servants that are leaving?
Yeah, those two questions you're saying public servants are also taking up Napoleon or ABC. This is why I'm going to compare my law. Produce a total
Well, at the moment, we all know Samoan people are really desperate for money. And with the so many whālawe and family commitments that our Samoan culture brings to the table, we all go where there is more money. But while more money is, good for the development, our people is the most valuable resources that we have. So it's the more of a matter of finding that balance of that we don't lose out on the benefits of labor mobility. So I believe that for the vulnerable families, I believe they really need the labor mobility schemes to help in developing their families. Yes, I was only speaking on the income coming in.
Women. Men have gone across. Women remain behind to care for their families. Now, there's a lot of incidences where problems are beginning to happen in the families as men have gone across and women beginning to distance and the time that they spend away from each other is a challenge on the family. There are examples of broken families because of this. How would you, what is one thing that you would like to say to women in Samoa who are staying and their men are going across to keep them empowered? That is the word that we're using today, to maintain family stability and so on.
So how would I empower the women who are staying behind while their husbands are living for the schemes? Am I right, sir? I believe I would empower them. You must always commit to your partners. You took that vow in front of God? Yes. You, for better or for worse, in good health and in sickness, you will be there for it, no matter the consequences. And also, there is a saying that goes, it takes a village to raise a child. So in relation to labor mobility, it takes our whole community to raise and support each laborer overseas. So our families here in Samoa, they must always stick to God, and through prayer, they can keep their husbands and their sons safe while they and they are with them.
If you're somehow appointed or paid to work in a ministry that's responsible in my area of control, where you able how would you do this if look at a way to control having our skilled people and our good people migrating on this good scheme? How would you control or give it a stop so that we are able to keep our good people? Because you see, if we lose most of our skilled people, what will happen to our economy? We will take the money that will come in, we will take the people that make Samoa better.
Okay. Thank you for the question, which is a good one. Anyways, so you're asking what we can do about the issue. So in terms of our people who are going overseas who are qualified and who have, I believe that this is where our government comes in. They should always try and attract foreign investors to come into Samoa and operate their business here. So it would create more job opportunities for our people so that they can use their expertise and their qualifications here instead of living overseas, but just use it here so that they can also help in the development of Samoa and help with the growth of productivity in our country.
Our next presentation will be from contestant number 7. Yes, let's welcome to the podium Miss Samoa. The topic is climate change resilience.
Good afternoon, esteemed panelists, government members, fellow contestants, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure to stand before you, not as an expert on my chosen topic, but as a daughter of Samoa whose life experience will shape my brief presentation before you today. My chosen topic, as mentioned before, is climate change resilience. At the outset of my presentation, we'll cover essentially 3 basic questions. Firstly, what is climate change resilience? Second, who is impacted? And lastly, what are the ways as a Tamaitai Samoa would I take on the task of addressing this concept of climate change resilience? So, what is climate change resilience? In brief, my interpretation of climate change resilience is our call to acknowledge, adapt, overcome the impacts of man-made activities which has impacted our environments, livelihoods, and continues to pose a threat to the existence of our cultural identities due to climate change. Secondly, who is impacted? Climate change does not discriminate. Yes, it does not. In one way or another, it impacts all of us, both nationally and internationally, young and old, and the uncertainty of our future generation. Further to, yes, this is a global issue, but here in the Pacific, we are feeling the biggest impact relating to climate change. Culturally, we have the traditional ties to our lands, example, Samoa, and the issues of displacement and relocating of our people, example, due to sea level rising. Eroding of landscapes and unsafe living condition impacts, therefore, our lands and tradition. Mentally, it affects our mental state as we are impacted through the loss of part of our history and the aspects of our life as we hold value. Environmentally impacts. Our waters are filled with plastics, which affected our diets as well too, as the fish are now exposed to these unhealthy materials. Deforestation and mining of lands. Natural state of lands, which will take years to regrow, or in the state of mining, will never be restored. Air pollution with gas emissions impacting our airspace. Sometimes we forget that the environment takes care of us, so we should do the right thing and return the favor. If the environment takes care of us, we should take care of the environment. Understanding some of the above points brings to be a good fisherman, we must first carry the fish basket. Good governance, according to our ancestors, is achieved through leadership that is born of service. Our role in promoting peace and security goes beyond words. It is our sacred duty, a shared destiny, and a collective responsibility to safeguard peace and security. When these values are steadfast, our village governance structures stands unshaken. The essence of our strength lies in our deep-rooted faith, our Constitution. Respect, love, and peace are core values that are not just words.
They are the lifeblood of our nation, the cultural thread that unites us across generations. In conclusion, the power to nurture good governance that fosters peace and security starts in our very homes. Let us embrace our roles as the architects of peace and the guardians of security, for in doing so, we strengthen the very essence of our nation. Encouraging village governance that promotes peace and security. It is not just a statement. It is a call to action. Let us answer that call. Let us stand united, and together we will forge a Samoa that shines as a beacon of peace and security for all. Thank you for your kind attention, and may God bless Samoa.
Thank you, Nicolina, for your presentation this morning on this afternoon. My question is regarding the topic about governance, peace and security in villages. We see now the increase of domestic violence, especially with women. Village intervention, court intervention have gone beyond any solution to the increase of domestic violence. With your topic and what you have gone through and talk about this afternoon, how are you able to intervene in improving or helping with the increase of domestic violence we have now?
Thank you for the question. As a young Tamatak Samoa, I believe that working together, like that saying goes, teamwork makes the dream work. Although there have already been initiatives that have been done against domestic violence in villages, I believe that there is still a lot of work that needs to be done instead of just putting out laws and initiatives towards combating or towards the issue of domestic violence. So as an individual, there are barriers for us. We have to take a few steps in order for us to be able to intervene, because it's not that easy. We have cultural barriers as well. And yeah, I think that as a Tamatak Samoa, I would use my platform. We all have social media and all of that. I think that we can work together as a community to help the survivors of domestic violence to share their story and to raise awareness as well for the issue.
He was encouraging village governance that promotes peace and security. That's the second what do you think? Well, I mean, don't afraid that build capacity or if I do it that fighting marriage for my or not business. But trying to ask what do you think what should be build capacity or even fight for it to do problem on a daily basis in fact, you know, problem on to go on
as I mentioned in my speech, that it is very important to engage and to get involved with the programs that have already put in place by our government. So the more engagement they do, the more knowledge they were able to gain to be able to promote peace and security, and most importantly, good governance.
If visitors come to our country and see so many churches, buildings, massive structures of the church. So, do you think the church is doing enough in the lives of Samoans? We talk about violence, presentation. Do you feel the church is doing enough in this area?
I believe the church is doing more than enough for our people, but it all comes down to the person. For instance, we need to believe our survivors as well. If we believe in God, then we also need to believe our survivors. And that is one issue that is really, that's a barrier for our people in order for us to try and help these people out. Because we can say so much. We can say, okay, stop domestic violence, etc. But if we don't believe the victims of domestic violence, then what's the point of saying, oh, you believe in God and all of that? That's one thing that our churches, there's no issue with the churches. They're doing their job. But it all comes down to the person and those who are doing these initiatives for the people. It can be something to do with the individual themselves, not being able to ask for help, and it also has something to do with the people that are executing these programs and into the villages and to the people. Yeah, thank you.
Insurance Agency. Our next presentation, ladies and gentlemen, will be from contestant number 9, Moimoana Sakato Ashweki, Miss Samoa, New South Wales. Let's welcome Moimoana to the podium. Her topic is quality of education.
I call attention today to the topic of quality education in Samoa, the very foundation upon which our future leaders will rise and continue to shape the future generations that will carry our legacies forward. Quality education in Samoa emerges from the fusion of academic, cultural, and real-life experiences. Education offers young people a vital shield required against the challenges of life, and it furnishes them with the wisdom, skills, and self-confidence to embrace and manifest their full potential. Upon arriving in Samoa for this Miss Samoa pageant, I returned to my village of Awala and Savai. We visited our primary schools in Awala and Asau with donations. The donations were requested by the teachers. Resources as simple as pencils, sharpeners, pens, and activity books. What remains etched in my memory is the potential that bursts out of each and every child. They sang, danced, and moved with the true essence of what Samoa is: love, respect, humility, and service. And while their cultural knowledge and education was strong, the resources needed to propel them forward with Western education sadly lacked. In Samoa, 50% of our population are below the age of 21. The ongoing development challenge in Samoa is the high youth unemployment and school dropouts, with more than 37% of the youth not in employment, not in training, and not in education. Imagine a Samoa where our future leaders are equipped with not just knowledge, but with the resources needed to build their capacity, the ability to critically think, and to solve complex problems. For Samoa to thrive, we must recognize that tertiary education's ripple extend beyond individual lives. Graduates of higher education emerge not only with sharpened skills, but with heightened consciousness. They take active roles in shaping our societies. Imagine a Samoa where financial barriers don't shatter dreams. Let's allocate budgets to ensure that parents no longer face the heart-wrenching choice between education and sustenance. A Samoa where the hands that could have been selling on the streets are now writing our future. Let's not stop at equal access. Let's talk about inclusive access. We also cannot downplay the importance of cultural knowledge, value systems, and the processes associated with learning and transmission. There's a Samoan proverb that translates, "Birds are fed with flowers, but people are fed with words." In essence, traditional Samoan education systems are deeply ingrained in our Samoan culture. Learning comes through observation and practice under the guidance of our elders, highlighting the power of passing on knowledge, wisdom, and stories from one generation onto the next. I believe I am living proof of the quality education and how it originates from our parents. I was born in Samoa and raised in New Zealand and Australia, and nurtured by strong parents who have roots in cultural arts and environmental advocacy. I now have a degree in environmental humanities and indigenous studies, which gives me the paper, but my real value is in my experiences and my upbringing. Quality education begins with our dedicated teachers, who shape confident, adaptable minds for an ever-changing world. However, the responsibility isn't solely on our educators, it's a collective effort. Parents, community, and policymakers play vital roles in promoting and sustaining quality education. By prioritizing education and investing in our well-equipped classrooms, modern resources, and ongoing teacher training, we pave the way for a brighter future in Samoa. Quality education is an investment in the very soul of our nation, and when we provide quality education, we ensure that every child has the opportunity to reach their full potential. That's our love.
Thank you. Let's just create a scenario here where you have at your disposal every opportunity to make a difference, endless resources. What is the first area in educational policy that you see everything that you would address first?
According to the Ministry of Education, our most vulnerable groups in Samoa are women, children, and those living with a disability. So if I had endless resources, I would allocate our money first and foremost to those vulnerable groups. And the way that the money could be implemented is providing pathway education, providing awareness programs, working collaboratively with families, with villages, with grassroots level communities to adapt programs that can ensure that our children are completing primary, completing secondary, and then having opportunities to complete tertiary education as well. To not only serve Samoa here, but serve Samoa internationally. And I have been fortunate enough to graduate from tertiary education, and the benefits ripple on and a domino effect for my children and my children's children.
Hello. You're from Hawaii. The Warriors.
Yes, Awala Asawa.
The phrase, what is good for Olu is also good for somebody. You still believe it?
Yes, I believe that being fortunate to spend time in Hawaii, you realize that it is a very rural community, and sometimes our resources an issue. So you mentioned the quote, what is good for Ukolu is good for Sabai. Yes, I believe that, and I think there's a lot of action and work to be done in order to ensure that all our districts in Sabai are having equal resources. And I used the example in my speech about the teachers wanting simple things like pens and sharpeners and activity books. So that is living proof that perhaps the resources aren't being evenly distributed.
Thank you for your presentation. What about the not so fortunate people who don't have access to quality education? And after you've been around and see people and site visits, were you able to identify anyone that are so unfortunate to have access to quality education, and what are you able to do?
Financial barriers are a big issue in Samoa, and when you are struggling financially, there's that barrier towards accessing education. During our site visits, conversations are a really powerful way to obtain what the issues are in Samoa. So I think to action what your question is, I would think of sitting at the feet of my people and asking them what the issue is and doing all I can to ensure that I'm actioning that and implementing their needs, their dreams and aspirations. I think it's really important for our younger generation to latch on to what their gifts and talents are and ensure that they're using those to provide more opportunities and educational access to those around them. I think in my own skill set, I'm a writer and director, and I produced a production last year, and I would love to implement that here in Samoa, where perhaps we could use the power of storytelling and digital storytelling to share our stories and educate each other, because Samoa is stronger because of our people.
We'll just have another round of applause for them. Thank you, everyone. Our final contestant and our final presentation this afternoon is from contestant number 10, Karameli Sarah Purcell, Miss Carolee Fatua. Let's welcome Karameli to the podium. Her topic is on community development and health.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, fellow contestants, and distinguished guests, warm greetings to you all. Today, my topic is about community development in health. What is it? First, community. Community is you and me. It is our churches, our villages, and our families. Second, we have development. Development is about building ourselves, a process of change and growth. And lastly, health. Health is a state of physical and mental being. So my topic becomes, what can we do to promote physical and mental well-being in Samoa? It is well known that the leading cause of death in Samoa is non-communicable diseases or NCDs. But moreover, NCDs affect Samoan women more than Samoan men. In 2020, the Global Nutrition Report found that 58% of Samoan women were obese compared to 44% of Samoan men. It is not just that there is a higher percentage of Samoan women that suffer from NCDs, but also that this is a trend. Let us empower women's communities to emphasize the importance of healthy decisions, integrating traditional wisdom with modern knowledge for the betterment of our women. So what do we focus on? First, we must be aware of what programs exist to encourage health, such as the free Zumba broadcasts we get on TV. These are the building blocks we use to ensure healthy living for every Samoan woman. Second, education is essential. Young girls and women should be aware that our bodies work differently to men. For example, we have more body fats and store it for longer due to biological reasons. So, the negative effects of little exercise and overeating worsen. And lastly, modern technology is certain. The internet, mobile phones, and social media have excellent tools that are free and readily available to our people. For example, apps like Heart Rate Monitor are great for tracking vital signs. The importance of community-centered efforts cannot be underestimated. We cannot do it without the strength of our community leaders, both traditional and modern. Sisters, what we can do for our communities is a result of what we do for ourselves first. Pasalamat.
Corned beef is generally high in fat, cholesterol, and saturated fat. It's been called again by nutritionists' purposes harmful to the health of any specific animal. Another nutritionist has said that it was Samoa causes sick and cardiac diseases. Both of these items are essential to the Samoan diet. People in Samoa are stubborn. If you tell them to give up these essential parts of the diet, they won't listen. So the problem with regards to NCDs, as you talk about, seems to be more about the institutional values that we have around the community and how we get together for the night on Sunday, as opposed to practices such as taught by the Ministry of Health and other government agencies. What do you think should be our approach to reducing harmful practices in the communities?
Well, in my presentation, I mentioned there are more Samoan women with obesity than men. So this is true for diabetes also. So I would recommend our people to eat more healthy food and not buying a lot of snacks. And and eat more vegetables and fruits and less chunky foods.
The ongoing promotions on health, healthy living, and exercising, and how you were mentioning how people work for information. but there is still increase of diabetes, hypertension, you name it, is still going on. So what is your solution in helping with resolving this issue with health?
Well, I have my phone and you have your phone, so if you go on our app stores and look up health, there are many free and easy to access options that I will use these apps to promote health within your community.
Yeah, in today's modern sun, women, I call again women, are now employed compared to maybe 20 years ago. Now they're women in the workforce. And one of the impacts I feel now is the eating of more takeaway food, because the women don't have enough time to spend to cook a good meal at home. How do you feel about that statement? Women nowadays, some, maybe more modern some, are now in high-paying jobs as well in the workforce. And I've heard through some talk that a lot of people are eating more takeaway food, and that's because women don't have enough time to cook a real good meal, a healthy meal. What do you think of that statement?
Ya mo sa pagsuwa mo sa may saray ko, sinaw mo fai mo. Ya solo mo may kakole pa kawo niya ay healthy. And also mo yung kakole kawo niya ay kaya mamahay ka mamo kamaiki. Say.
To put your hands together for all the contestants, for the ladies and the ladies of performance displayed this afternoon. Ia o te tonu le mamano le afia ma le pot potonga ia o tatou tonu mai o si ui o tatou kong kalame ma tatou whaamomoe mai whaaleo le nana whaatai o tatou tausala ma latou fōsala e pēro tau whaafonga ia i nei aso whaaleo fo ia nana whaatai i lau whionga i whaamasina taiuru alo au waa whaapea fo ia masema o tatou scrutineers mo le manuela mai a nei aso ai mai se o tau whitai tūna i tusai o tau wala awina mo tatou whaamoe o le sāina o se tausala mo Samoa. Ia o te manato le au auna ia so se whai malama i reila se whai mai asa ma se mau a whai fo i ua sala uta i sau tau whaafonga mai sa mātou uku ia a o se ama fo i ua le tau tamari i manau tau mātau mai ia tonu tai lau tau tau whaafatupu awai hoto lava tau tai ia a se sera ngāti yama. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our pre-pageant interview for the Digicel Miss Samoa pageant 2023. We want to thank our contestants for their presentations and for providing their perspectives on their chosen topics. We trust that you have enjoyed the sessions and the perspectives shared with us this afternoon. We want to acknowledge the efforts of our panel of judges this afternoon, the scrutineers, and all the work that has gone into the judging and the assessments for this category of the Digicel Miss Samoa pageant 2023. O le mātou tatalo, ia maua e whaakiana le tua i tōku manu, tō tāra awi manu, maua i loto tele, ma tō whime kua tātou tausara nei, ia maua fōi ia i ngā losi o lo nei tangata whātau whaa, ia parati mana o mea, i whaagoa moi mea tautua ina ia tau i manu, i tātou whaagoa moi, mauri atu nesto na i mea ma tofa, mō nesto unu tātou kōkalame. I do a maisi pati tere ko tātou patation, ko i mua ko i mea. I believe there's refreshments. Are there refreshments too? No?